There we go.
You're good.
It still sounds acoustic. I don't like it. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday? It's too early to be up. Alright, I just dropped Ashley off at the airport. I hear an airplane. I don't know. I was gonna show you guys an airplane flying over me, but I don't know where it went. It's a little overcast, so it's like with an airplane right over your head, it's a little hard to see it when it's right over you. But I am now on my way to school. I'm gonna get there a little early, so I'm gonna get some work done, read a little bit, be a productive student. We'll see how much traffic there is getting back into the city. When I was driving by, it looked like there was a little bit, so we will see how bad it is. You know, it's a lot different coming in from this side of the city. I'm coming in from the south rather than the north. Like, I've got the baseball stadium over here, and where am I going? All right, cool. I got the baseball stadium and just different stuff. It's cool to see the city. Wow, look at that, the Georgia Dome. You can see it being built. I can see it. You can't because it's too far away. But anyway, it is a lot different coming in from this side, and I sort of like it. It's nice to get a fresh look at the city. But you know, I've gained a lot of pride for being from Atlanta after coming down here. Like, coming to school down here has really given me a different perspective on living in this city. Or, like, we don't really live in the city, we live outside of the city. That's why I never had a perspective of the city. It was sort of just like, oh yeah, I go down there to watch baseball games and football games, but that was about it. So it's cool to now go to school down here and have sort of a pride of, yeah, I'm from Atlanta and I like Atlanta. It's got its quirks for sure. It's got weird things like crime and such, but what city doesn't, honestly? And it's just, it's a nice city. It's a nice place to live, and I'm rambling about my pride for Atlanta because I got a little bit. Made it to state. I'll tell you what, I was glad that I got to see it coming into the city from the south side, but traffic coming from the south into the city is a lot worse than coming from the north into the city. So I'm glad that I come from the north because it's a lot easier to get into the city. We're going to the big tall building for advisement. Yay! These elevators are so fast. Good afternoon. I just went home to grab my guitar for middle school youth group because we're doing a adoration night tonight. So me and Jake are gonna play music, and I forgot my guitar at home this morning because I left so early. I wasn't thinking straight. So I went home, got my guitar, now on my way to middle school youth group. I had a pretty alright day at school today. We talked about in philosophy. Our philosophy professor brought up the question of it's philosophy of religion. So he asked, if there is an all-powerful God, why is there need for prayer? Because God should know everything I need, and if I'm gonna pray for X and it's presumably a good thing, then God should already know it, and God should already have that in his plan for my life. So why should I need to pray? And I thought it was interesting that an atheist brought forward in our class. He was like, well, even I am an atheist, but I know that that's not what Christianity is about. It's not about asking for X. It's not about praying that you get X, praying that I get a Corvette, or praying that I get a good grade on my test. He was like, well, Christ laid out the plan of the Lord's Prayer for prayer. Like, that's the perfect way to pray. And nowhere in that is it, I'm gonna ask for X. It is all thy will be done. So it was interesting that an atheist in my philosophy of religion class was defending Christianity. I thought it was a really cool thing today. It was one of my highlights of the day. Just because it was cool to see someone who, like, fundamentally just knew the truth, that, like, what you're teaching really isn't, he wasn't really teaching that Christians are wrong for asking for X because they have an all-powerful God who already knows that. and they have no need to pray. He wasn't teaching that. He was just like asking the question, making us aware that there are some people who think like this. But philosophy is funny because the answer is always yes and no. So like, I can say something, but someone else can always say something else, and you can always quote philosophers that disagree, but each of them are held to the same regard in what they're thinking. So like, everyone's right, but everyone's wrong, and it's weird. There are truths within philosophy, there are truths to human nature, but there are still people that go against them. So it's an interesting class, but that was a highlight of my day today. And I met with my advisor. Like I showed you guys, a big building. Went up to the 13th floor, met with my advisor, and he was just basically like, okay, cool, well, you're on track to graduate next year, so cool, I'll talk to you later. And I was like, all right, I'll talk to you later, bye. That was it.
You tell me that you're pleased and that I'm never alone. You're a good father until you are, till you are, till you are. And I was loved by you until I am. That's not metal enough. There we go. You're a good. It still sounds acoustic. I don't like it. Welcome to Middle School Youth Group. We're going to have some adoration tonight. I'm really excited about tonight because we haven't had the opportunity to have adoration together in a while, based with the Christmas season and all of the stuff that's been going on. With me having a baby girl, it's been kind of crazy. So it's been like almost a month and a half or so, right, since we've had adoration? Probably? It's been about a month?
I don't know.
It's been a while, right? So I'm really excited. My wife had a baby. I didn't have a baby, my wife had a baby. But we haven't had the opportunity to do this in a while, so I'm really excited to pray with you guys tonight.
Well, I sincerely apologize, everyone. I didn't record anything last night because I was exhausted. I was up early and just had a long day, so when I got home, I went to bed. So I didn't record anything. Whoops. But I'm recording it now, so choose virtue, choose life. So long for now.
Our last song for today is PJ Anderson's Come On.